Hey guys, Petzergling and Daz here, bringing you the third series of Day 4 of the Round of 16 MSL. This is YellOw, Arnc versus ZerO on Byzantium. YellOw is ahead 1-0. Fake YellOw, that is, not real YellOw, who actually just lost a game in Winners League last night. First game since 07. But anyway, Arnc versus ZerO on Byzantium. And you know what? Zerg versus Zerg. A lot of players have their unique styles. I think that YellOw and Luxury, both of the Zerg twins, really kind of almost ushered this area of this weird kind of take your gas really early and then put your second hatch in your main build. And even though originally this is something that, you know, there's people that did it, it's not like they invented it, but they were really the ones that popularized it. And now that I've been watching a little bit more Winners League, more the OSL, it seems like a lot of Zergs have really been picking this up. So not to say that Arnc will always go for this build, because he definitely won't. I mean, we really just have to see Zerg versus Zerg really micro-based, really build order-based, and really unforgiving. So I guess we really can't comment too much on this game, considering it's a mirror. You know, the map really is irrelevant. I guess we're going to see how it opens up. I mean, I don't know if you remembered. Wow, that's kind of a weird poster. Like, what does that even mean? Does that mean he's not good? Does that mean he's really small and you can't see him? Like, I don't know. But anyway,
no, it means he is Mensol ZerO.
What?
That's what it said. A little. He is Mensol ZerO with an arrow pointing to the magnifying glass. Pretty much an epic poster. One of his mentally challenged fans made that for him, and it's close to his heart. It touches him. That's why he keeps it there.
Probably one of the guys that was on our videos commenting, ZerO is a contender to win the MSL. He's the best Zerg ever since, well, I never even watched StarCraft, but ZerO's a really good Zerg. It's probably one of those guys. But anyway, actually, I do remember a little bit. Arnc actually did the build, and he had that really strange hatchery placement. He played against somebody, 2-1-0. Do you remember who Arnc played in the ZBZ on Byzantium? It was in the group with Lita.
Weird hatchery placement.
Do you remember that? It was in the group with Lita.
And that game was Lita, Hyuk. No.
Hyuk. Was it Hyuk? I think it was Hyuk.
It was Hyuk.
Because it was Lita, Hyuk, Cal.
Hyuk. No. It was not Hyuk. If Hyuk was in, Cal was not in that group, man. It was Lita, Arnc, ZerO. No, dude, ZerO was in fucking. Why am I saying ZerO, dude? Anyway, let's forget it. Let's just move on. It's not fucking important. The important thing is the game started. Did you catch the colors of who is who?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no.
We have
ZerO is yellow. Arnc is fucking orange.
Yep.
Orange. Brown. That's brown. It's not orange.
Oh, good source there, buddy.
No problem. I don't know where that came from. But, yeah, so ZerO is yellow.
One thing to point out is ZerO is sending his Overlord in the correct direction, while Arnc is actually sending his Overlord kind of toward the middle. I'm not really too sure why. I guess I really don't know. Like, I don't play a lot of Zerg versus Zerg. I hate to be, like, a really noob, because, I mean, for the most part, we've given you guys some real good strategical insight, but I really don't know any reasoning for a Zerg to cross-scout against Zerg. If there's... I'd have to imagine that he isn't going to 9-pool. I guess he's going to go for a 12-hatch, maybe? I would have to guess that he's going to 12-hatch, considering that he wants to scout cross positions to see, because he's not going to rush early, so the scouting information isn't as important, since he's going to do the same thing regardless. And he just wants to play it safe, because the Overlord in the ZerO is 12-pooling, and yeah, so Arnc is actually 12-hatching, so because he's going for a very early hatchery, ling pressure early on isn't going to be as important, so he just wants to make sure that he eventually has an Overlord in somebody's base, and now that he sees that Overlord's there, he's going to redirect his Overlord in the middle. So ZerO's going to have a slight scouting advantage here, but ZerO opened up with a 12 pool while Arnc opened up with a 12 hatchery, so Arnc is definitely going to have the advantage in terms of economy, although ZerO did get his gas out faster, so it's really going to be up to if ZerO can make use of that small tech lead that he has.
I really don't think he's going to be able to. I mean, he's going to have that gas a little faster, but he's going to have the gas at his expansion a little later, probably. Because his drone count, or sorry, not his drone count, but yeah, his drone count will be a little slower because he won't have the extra larvae from having the hatchery sooner. So it's pretty even game so far. Arnc just taking a slight lead by taking that expansion sooner. And I mean, I wonder, you know, it's always a trick to see where is it going to deviate. Is one of them going to go for lings soon? Looks like Arnc. Okay, no, I thought he was going to make 6 lings there because he had all 3 larvae saved up. And he now moves those 2 larvae. I don't know if those are going to be lings or drones or what. Maybe one of them is going to get link speed and go for some pressure. I mean, if ZerO had gone for his 6 Zerglings right away, he might have maybe forced Arnc, or maybe he might have worried him a little bit, although you're not going to be able to kill him or do a lot of damage with the 12 pool against the 12 hatch. It's really kind of unfortunate for ZerO. 12 pooling is really not good versus 12 hatch. It just puts him a little bit behind in the game. There's really nothing he can do about it. But it's not too big of a deal. So it's just gonna come down to who uses their Mutalisks better, I guess, and who uses their Zergling better. Which I guess is fucking redundant. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. That's pretty much what every ZVZ games come down to. At least it's not a rock paper scissors win. We can be thankful for that, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a 9 pool versus a 12 hat or some stupid shit like that. Looks like he's got a Spire out already for ZerO, so he does, you know, he does have a slight lead there. Neither player has taken their gas yet. That's also worth mentioning. Whichever player takes their second gas is going to have, obviously, the gas advantage. I mean, they're pretty much mirroring each other right now, with Arnc just being just a tiny bit slower, but I think he has more drones, or at the very least he has more Zergling. So, whatever that's worth, that's what he does have. Did Arnc build a sunken colony? Actually, I didn't see that.
I think he did. Oh wait.
No, he didn't.
I saw
no, he just
one.
got a bunch of Zerg.
Actually, ZerO's built a sunken colony, and I think this is in response to Arnc building complete Zerglings. When you go for a 12 hatchery build, you have to continuously build Zerglings because your opponent is always going to be able to have a Zergling advantage. You need to have constant Zergling reinforcements, and I think Arnc finally realized that ZerO is actually kind of gimping out, and ZerO's been building drones. And there's a lot of Zerglings coming up for Arnc, but he's going to be at a drone disadvantage. He's going to throw away his 12 hatchery lead here if he goes for this sling break. He's forcing ZerO to make a lot of Zerglings, and I think Arnc should just leave it as is. I mean, this is a really good formation because he's got the sunken there in the hatchery. I actually kind of like that placement. He's not going to be able to go for a run by. He's going to be forced to engage near a sunken colony. And actually, wow, he's going to go in here and he's going to try and break this. ZerO running in, but look at all those Zerglings getting caught on top of the hatchery. That was terrible. I mean, real miss micro there from Arnc. And wow, Arnc actually running through Zerglings. And I don't know, I don't know if I play a lot of ZVZ, but that just seemed like a real foolish move there. I mean, he forced ZerO to start building Zerglings again, build that sunken, but he was just really committed to that mass Zergling. And so ZerO's gonna start streaming in Zerglings, and this is gonna hurt Arnc because he's gonna, he's gonna be split. He's gonna have to be splitting, building Zerglings and Mutalisks, and he might even have to put down a sunken colony here. But no, only Mutas, and Arnc doesn't even have enough drones to mine his natural expansion because he committed so much to the early on Zerglings. And this really isn't too non-standard, but it's interesting to point out ZerO's build. It is actually harassing that Overlord a little bit there. And one thing to note in ZVZ is that Zerg players actually normally don't just go around and look for Overlords. You only attack another player's Overlord to force their Mutalisks out of hiding because you want to know where their Mutalisks are at all times so they don't sneak around. So a lot of people, like, it was actually kind of weird that ZerO actually attacked that Overlord but ran away. But he was just, he wanted to see where Arnc's Mutalisks are, because now that Arnc is, I would say, definitely behind in this game, Arnc is probably going to go for some sort of sneak. And actually, ZerO is going for a sneak. ZerO's running right into Arnc's base. He got 2 drones, and this is irreplaceable. Nice move there from ZerO, going in, picking off 2 drones and leaving, because that's just an irreplaceable thing. Oh wow, and ZerO sneaking in some Zerglings there, so this is just looking terrible for Arnc.
Yeah, Arnc's definitely at a disadvantage at this point. It's 3 drones he's lost now, and he was already behind on drones. Although I don't know, I wish I had caught the timing of when ZerO took his second gas, because I think that Arnc took his a lot sooner, so I think Arnc might have the Mutalisk advantage. I mean, that's pretty much his only chance at this point. He has to hope that he has the Mutalisk advantage, and he has to capitalize on it sometime soon, because he's definitely at an economic disadvantage. he's got less drones. Although ZerO's drone count is actually not that great either. I mean, ZerO did actually build a lot of Zerglings too as a response, and ended up getting most of them sniped by Mutalisks without doing a lot of damage. So, I mean, wow, okay, it looks like they're going to have their first big fight here.
Oh!
And, oh my god, wow, a crazy encounter by the Scourges there.